Hello everyone, welcome back to the show. I hope you're having an awesome day today, and in this video we're going to be doing a review for Batman and Robin. No, not that Batman and Robin, this Batman and Robin. So a lot of you probably don't even know that in the 1940s they made these serials which they played in the middle of movies. They were like episodes of a show, although not technically a TV show because they were at the theaters. And that was actually the introduction to live action for many superheroes like Superman, Captain America, Captain Marvel, and of course Batman. As a matter of fact, this Batman and Robin serial wasn't even the first appearance of Batman in live action. They also made one in 1943. And it's actually pretty interesting when you look back on history and see how much these characters have evolved. So in terms of this Batman story, how does it compare to modern versions of the characters? To hop right into the review for this serial, I really appreciate the fact that this has different characters like Vicky Vale and Commissioner Gordon from the comics making their live action debut. Alfred is in this as well. And there's some cool action to see in the 1940s style. And although they kept a lot of characters from the comics, they actually made a completely new villain for this serial, and his name was the Wizard, who early on you don't know his identity. I definitely think they could have benefited from using a villain from the comics like the Joker, Penguin, Riddler, or something like that. But to be honest, this is a pretty interesting villain. I'm actually surprised they've never actually adapted him again in any form of media. And his whole plot is actually pretty interesting about being able to control cars and control the city with magnets. So it is cool kind of getting to see some of Gotham City. Although it is worth noting this was a pretty low budget serial, as were most comic book things back then, because people just didn't realize how good the comic book genre could have been. So a lot of the locations were pretty boring. They're just like on a hill and grass or somewhere. And when they're in caves and stuff, you can tell the set is pretty cheap. And another little problem I have with the villain is there's this plot twist where throughout the serial there was only evidence that he could be this one guy, and then it just turns out to be someone completely different. There was no foreshadowing and build up to it. The only way you could have predicted it would be if you assumed everyone had a twin sibling. So a little problem in there story-wise, and as I said, pretty low budget. But you do have to appreciate the impact of these serials. As a matter of fact, they were the first time that the Batcave was shown, and sort of the Batmobile. It's actually just a normal car in this, but at least they do something a little bit extra by making him put the hood over it when he's Batman and not when he's Bruce Wayne. And all the traps and cliffhangers that they get into inspired the 1960s Batman show, which is very iconic. So overall, I think it's pretty good, and on the quality scale 0 to 100, we'll give it a 74%. And I would recommend checking this out if you're a fan of superheroes. And you can actually get this on DVD or VHS. But if you don't want to do that, you can probably find these episodes on YouTube. As a matter of fact, you could probably find a lot of different superhero serials from back in the day. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.